What's good, everybody? Back again with another movie review. Today I'll be talking about the brand new movie called The Nun. This movie is the next chapter, which is be the fifth chapter in the Conjuring universe. So Ed and Lorraine Warren and all the ghost chasing and ghost stories that we've seen them in, this is another chapter for them. This is going to be the first movie in the timeline, actually, because it takes place in 1952. So you can call it a prequel. If it's your first time tuning in to my channel, what I like to do for my movie reviews is give you a basic rundown of the story of the movie. Then I tell you how it came across to the viewer and if it's worth your time to go check it out. Alright, so the story of the nun goes, there was a nun at this church who killed herself. And well, the church wanted to find out what happened, so they sent in Sister Irene and Father Burke. So while they were out there, they were going through a lot of jungle and forest areas, so they needed a guide, and their guide was named Maurice. So they're on their little, trip trying to find the church, and when they finally do, they realize that it's completely empty. The only thing they were able to find was the dead body of the nun. And well, as they enter the church and start going around, they find this Darth Sidious looking Mother Superior. I guess she's the head nun of the church. She's really rude and just tells them she can't really talk to them because they're going through the great silence, so they'll have to stay the night and then they can talk to everybody the next day. So that's what they do. And the next day they meet the other nuns at the church, and the other nuns tell them that basically it's an evil spirit that lives inside the church. The evil spirit name is Valek, the same spirit that haunts Lorraine Warren. If you've seen her dreams and stuff like that, it's the same spirit. So that's how the movies connect. But the way that they keep the spirit contained inside the church is that all the nuns gather together and just continue to pray and pray and pray, almost in like a group prayer thing that they do. And that's how the nun had died. She didn't die from suicide or out of sin. She basically committed suicide because she didn't want the evil spirit Valek to possess her body. So since she was the last nun at the church, she was the last body that the spirit could possess, she made the sacrifice to kill herself so the spirit couldn't leave the church. So that was the basic story behind why the nun was dead. But lo and behold, the Sister Irene and Father Burke, they find out that every nun that they talked to in the church was actually not there. They were at the church by themselves the entire time. Even the Mother Superior that they talked to and the other nuns were never there. The only one that was there was the nun who killed herself. So basically they had been interacting with different spirits and, evil, things to get them to leave, but they didn't leave. They end up finding out about the spirit at the bottom of the church. I guess you can call it the catacombs. There's like these different tunnels they go through, and down there it's a portal that leads straight to hell. So that's where the evil spirits come up from, that portal, and they spent the movie trying to figure out a way to close the portal and kill off the evil spirit. To which they do. At the end, they find this tomb of Mary, and inside that tomb, it's a little, you call it a relic. And there's a picture of it right here. But in this relic is the blood of Jesus Christ. And they use this relic and the blood of Jesus Christ to pour it onto Valek, the evil spirit, and close off that portal. Now we think that it's over right there, but at the end of the movie, we find out that their tour guide, Maurice, is possibly possessed. That's the end and the gist of the story about the evil spirit and how they, keep it from spreading, but in the end they're really unsuccessful because their tour guide Maurice ends up being possessed. Now this movie came across like an old school early 90s, early 2000 movies with a lot of jump scares and just a lot of I guess you call it loud noise and things popping out. I thought we moved past that genre of making horror movies and we just got into stuff like Hereditary, where it was much more smarter and thoughtful type of horror, not just, hey, I'm gonna make a loud sound and try to scare you like that. I felt like that's where this movie failed. It was a lot of just jump scares and confusing timelines, like they were trying to mesh all these movies together within this one movie instead of concentrating on making this movie by itself a good movie, and then you can go back through afterward and say, okay, how can we connect this movie to the other movies? That's what I felt like they should have did, was just concentrate on making this movie a good movie. And I don't think they did that. I think it was like, I'm a good at following movies and very confusing storylines and, you know, memories and flashbacks. But I think this movie sort of overdid it, because I watched it twice and there's still things where you're like, what the hell are they talking about? Like, how did we get here? So you see what I mean? It's like I don't know if it's the editing, the script, or the director, but somewhere along the line, it feels like they're trying to just give you a whole lot of information and jump scares, and it just doesn't mesh well together. Scenery wise and the way it looks on the screen, I think it looked good. I think that they took their time and tried to really be really intricate with their CGI, and you know, you don't get no white sheets, so to speak. Like, things are not looking fake. Like, they really did put money and effort into this, but I just think that all that money and effort was wasted by a poor script, bad directing, and just trying to jam too much into one movie. Basically, they're trying to make 5 movies into one. So yeah, I feel like it was a miss, but I do feel like if you're into this universe, if you've seen all the other ones, then you probably will get something out of this. So you probably could just rent this when it comes out on Vudu. I don't expect it to be in the theaters that long, just because it just wasn't a great movie. So you can wait for this to come out on Vudu, Netflix, or something like that, Redbox, and go rent it. But it definitely is not worth your time to go to the theater to check this out. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the project, y'all. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It's much appreciated. I appreciate everybody who does that and comments and likes the video. So thank you very much. Anyway, y'all, catch your ass out there in the universe. Peace.